Dear English learners, you all are welcome. In this video, I am going to discuss the degrees of comparison. Comparison means comparing one object, place, or person with another. We can use adjectives to compare nouns. We can use adjectives to compare objects, people, or things. There are three degrees of comparison. The first one is the positive degree. There are only adjectives without any comparison. The second is the comparative degree of adjectives, which compares two objects, people, or places. In the comparative degree, we use two nouns. The final one is the superlative degree. In the superlative degree, we compare more objects, places, or things. Indicates the highest or lowest degree. There are three rules. In the first rule, we add ER and EST to one syllable adjectives to form comparative and superlative. In this table, look at the first column. In the first column, you can see a list of adjectives. For example, small, tall, big, brave, large, happy, bright, and tasty. We only use basic adjectives in the positive degree. When it comes to the comparative degree, we add ER for the positive degree adjectives. Look at the examples. Smaller, taller, darker, bigger, cleverer, larger, happier, brighter, tastier, and weaker. Now here you can see we add ER for the adjective. The third degree is the superlative degree. We add EST there. Small, smallest. We add EST. Dark, darkest. Big, biggest. Large, largest. And bright, brightest. Now it's easy to remember this. Small, smaller, smallest. Dark, darker, darkest. Big, bigger, biggest. However, we apply this theory to one syllable adjectives. Here in this slide, you can see how we form sentences by using three degrees of the adjectives. Look at the first sentence. Sam is tall. Here we only use an adjective, the basic adjective without changing it. Amal is taller than Sam. In the second sentence, you can see I compared Amal's height with Sam's height. In the comparative degree, we add ER to the positive degree adjectives with than. Amal is the tallest. Look at the second example. Here I compare the bravery of two people. Ravi is brave. Ravi is braver than Roy. Ravi is the bravest. Now here you can see the highlighted words of these sentences. I have highlighted than and the. The point is we use than in comparative form to compare two nouns, and we use the in the superlative degree to imply the highest or lowest. In English, there are adjectives with three or more syllables. For those adjectives, we follow a different rule. Now in this table, you can see three different columns. In this first column, you can see the positive degree. In the second column, you can see the comparative degree. In the third column, you can see the superlative degree. Now look at the positive degree adjectives. Beautiful, interesting, expensive, important, obscure, frightening, careful, practical, intelligent, and delicious. We add more to form comparative degree adjectives. For example, more beautiful, more interesting, more expensive, more important, more obscure, more frightening, more careful, more practical, more intelligent, and more delicious. We add most to form superlative degree adjectives. For example, most beautiful, most interesting, most expensive, most obscure, most frightening, most careful, most practical, and most intelligent. We can make sentences like this, but the sentence structure is the same. Anne is beautiful. Priya is more beautiful than Anne. Priya is the most beautiful girl. The third type is irregular comparison. There's no rule here. We have to remember all the words. Good, better, best. Good, the positive degree. Better, the comparative degree. Best, the superlative degree. Little, less, least. Bad, worse, worst. Many, more, most. Now look at the more examples. My house was smaller than hers. I compare my house with her house. I compare two houses. You can see two nouns here. Therefore, I use the comparative degree in this sentence. Jack's home was the smallest. Here we use the superlative form of the adjective in the sentence. I thought he was cleverer than me, but I was wrong. The comparative degree adjective. My hometown is more beautiful than yours. In this sentence, it is not one syllable adjective. Therefore, we add more. When we compare two nouns, two places, or two objects, we use the comparative degree. I wanted to visit the most beautiful place on the earth. Most beautiful, the superlative form of the adjective. He was the worst student in my classroom. The worst, the superlative adjective. You need to achieve the best mark, the best, the superlative adjective. Rules to remember, we use elder, eldest, older, and oldest. When we use elder, we can say my elder brother or my elder sister. But we can't say he is elder than I am. This is wrong. He is older than I am. This is the correct form. Previously, we discussed the 3 degrees of comparison. Apart from that, we can use as to compare nouns, objects, and places. Now look at the example. She is as beautiful as a princess. Here we use as before the adjective and after the adjective. She is as white as snow. And your cooking was not as good as my mother's cooking. Her face was as bright as the moon. Now here I discuss the degrees of comparison. Thank you very much for watching.